Greenwood. We are back and better than ever. My name is Jonathan Graves, as always. I'm your sports editor-in-chief of GWDtodaySports.com. And I'm joined to my right by Mark Davis of Carolina Spikes. Mark, how you doing today?
I'm good. Always good.
Mark, what we're going to do today, we're going to break down some of the softball, why no teams are still in the playoffs for us in softball or baseball. We're also going to do the GTS 2009 award show, the first one ever, the first one we've ever done, the top baseball pitcher in the Lakelands. We're going to give you how that selection process is going to go on our site, tell you who we think should win that. But right now, let's break down, like I said, that softball news first. We had the Broome Centurions beating the Abbeville Lady Panthers on Monday night, 2-1. Broome got 2 runs in the first inning, and that was pretty much it for the Abbeville Panthers. They had kind of a struggle in the upper state finals play. It's kind of been the same story for them. Gilbert got 2 runs on them in the first inning. Broome got 2 runs on them in the first inning. And Abbeville's offense couldn't put it together. Those 5 seniors kind of had their struggles through that upper state finals play. Mark, when you look back at the Lady Panther season, what you think of it?
Oh, strong, like I was saying before, they're always strong. They're in a tough region. They always compete very hard. They're always going to have potential to be in the playoffs every year. But when they got to the playoffs this year, it just looked like bats went cold when they should have been hot. Pitching was fine, but the bats went cold, and that was the problem.
Yeah, and congratulations once again. Abbeville did finish the season as the Class 2A District 4 champions, and for more information on that, you can always go back on our site and look at that video. Also, in baseball, we had the 96 Wildcats get eliminated over the break, and we got a little music in the background, just what we're waiting on. Anyway, we're going to keep moving here.
That was the introduction to 96 baseball.
Exactly, a little Tupac Shakur. 96 baseball eliminated. Like I said, they got eliminated by the Louisville, I think it's the Louisville Tigers actually, and they eliminated them a score of 10-1. When you look back on the Wildcat season, what you see from them?
I saw surprisingly strong pitching from the Wildcats this year. And the bats came around good with them too. The coaches got them in order down there this year. Just a whole different, they were growing in the last couple of years, and this year they stood out and did a very good job. I think the only problem they had is when they got to the playoffs, their pitching kind of ran out a little bit. Maybe some non-region stronger games and some tougher competition in non-region play will prepare them more for the playoff for next year. But they'll be there again.
Yeah, the Wildcats were also eliminated on the softball side of things by a score of 10-0 to Fox Creek. Fox Creek had a real strong pitcher on the mound that night, and Kelsey Murray kind of lost her magic. Later on, the bats weren't going for the Wildcats either, so they kind of run in the playoffs kind of came to win. They kind of came back to earth, so to speak. They had a kind of a ton of errors again. The errors start coming in waves. Whenever that starts happening, you better watch out because 96 probably won't get the W for that game. When you look back at the 96 softball, did you see anything there that maybe they can build off of?
Looks like they're gonna. Well, they got young pitching still. They'll be fine with that again this coming up year, but. Looks like they need to take some infield practice.
Yeah.
Errors, you can't have a pitcher up there throwing their heart out and people making mistakes behind you. You got to support your pitcher and put the bat on the ball.
Well, hopefully in the off season with this Parks and Rec and then some travel ball, maybe those fielding errors can they can shore that up a little bit. Also, we're gonna move on to a little bit of professional news. Brett Favre, one of my favorite players, used to be, is gonna try to make a comeback maybe to the Minnesota Vikings. I'm not really too sure about this, Mark. I don't know how you feel about it, but the way I feel about it, I say, please go home, Brett. Yeah. Please. I don't want to see you back on the field.
Go back to Mississippi, start fishing, do something. Pick up something besides football.
I think he's taking so many hits, he doesn't realize that he actually wants to come back to the NFL, I mean, it's just crazy to me. But anyway, moving on. We also had a big news in college news from Lander. Chris Moore, the baseball coach, got fired over there. That was kind of came as a shock to me. He was only there for 3 seasons. So, I mean, Mark, when you look at Chris Moore, what do you think went behind him getting fired?
Well, first of all, I was in Carolina Spikes, our facility, one of his players standing right in front of me, one of them who's been extremely outspoken in the last couple of days. That's Josh Lover. And he got a text on his phone and showed me. He couldn't believe it. He was shocked, of the decision. So, looks like all his players supported him, and they were building on. I mean, being that strong and ranked that high at the beginning of the year, and then all of a sudden, injuries come into play and go downhill a little bit. But they said rumors were going that he could have been fired before if they didn't make the Peach Belt before the season started. But you got to give him time to build. You know, you can't build a dynasty in 2 years and be done. It takes recruiting cycles. It takes the players getting to know your program, and it takes a lot of other factors in there. But they got to trust the coach and, you know, give him a few years to work.
He got the Bruce Evans treatment to me, but anyway, Lander coaches beware. Jeff May's on a rampage, so you better have a successful season or you might be shown the door very quickly. Moving on, we got a special guest in studio tomorrow, Emerald AD and head football coach Tim McMahon. He's going to be joining me and Mark in studio very early in the morning, and we're going to be asking some questions about the Vikings' upcoming football season and what they're doing with some of the sports events up there for the spring sports season. Also, we're going to talk to him a little bit about that new facility, how that's progressing, and is that gym really too short? Is it still short in length?
Rumors have it from Emerald Booster Club members that it is, and if it is too short, if that holds true, then they'll never be able to host a playoff game there.
Really?
Just a season, no playoff games, so where are they going to go, Westview?
Yep, I guess it's back to the Westview Titans facilities.
Multi-million-dollar short court? I don't think so.
Anyway, the Vikings have some problems. We're going to put him on the hot seat, see what y'all think about him, see if he passes y'all's radar test, BS test, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, he's new to Greenwood, so we want to give him a warm welcome here on the GWD Today Sports Hot Seat. Also, I think you got some Carolina Spikes events coming up, Mark?
Yeah, we are. Our teams are getting ready to play at the end of this month, at the end of May. Some start on 22nd, 23rd weekend, some start on 29th, 30th weekend. We're going to, a lot of them are out raising money right now because travel ball, you know, it's got expense to it. When you got all your tournaments, that's a high expense and everything that goes along with travel ball. But we got softball teams rolling and we got baseball teams rolling, and it's hopefully y'all support them and help them to live out their dream of playing summer ball.
All right, and hopefully as the summer progresses, you'll get out to Carolina Spikes and help Mark out here. I know he's doing a good job over there with all the kids that he's training and giving instructions. Also, we have some updates to the watch list that we want you to watch out for. You're going to have to go on the site to make sure that your name's up there. If your name's not up there, maybe you want to talk to your coach and make sure that we have your stats in and make sure that everything's kind of flowing right there. We want to make sure that every kid is recognized. We're going to be passing out shirts later on in the month during the athletic banquet, so make sure that all the players, we don't know, you might be an elite, you might be an all-star, but make sure you get on the site, you check to see if your name's there, and if it is there, you are a watch list player for 2009 season. Coming up, after this commercial break, we're going to do it. The top baseball pitcher in the Lakelands, tell you about that selection process. Who's it going to be? Is it going to be Powell? Is it going to be Moore, Bridges, Woolston, Clark, Randall? I don't know. You're going to have to come back and find out.